am I really going to put, oh yeah, Bard gets 1+1 fight value when he's within the kids? That's a really cool rule. Like,
Yeah,
no.
When
that's
he's within the
exactly what
kids.
that's exactly what I expected from you, Sam.
Yeah.
Oh, that's the intro right there. I'm so
Thank
glad
God
we're
we're
recording.
recording. Yeah. Hello, everyone, and welcome to another episode of the Gollum's Gamers podcast. So today we are going to be doing another top 5 episode. So it's going to be everyone's top 5 favorite special rules in the game. Now, it's not just our top 5 favorite special rules from the special rules section in the book, because obviously there aren't too many there, and we'd all have mostly the same picks. So it's special rules in profiles. So under obviously the special rules section in an individual model's profile, that's excluding things like war gear though. So for example, like the elf lords, they have like the rings which give them the reroll fate. But that special rule is tied to a piece of war gear, so it wouldn't be including things like that. It's also not things like Legendary Legion special rules. We may do like other videos on those things, so it's just special rules from profiles. So we all have our top 5 lists, and we're going to get underway. So Adam, don't say the cave Drake. What is your number 5 pick?
My number 5 pick isn't particularly hard to guess from its name, but it is 3 names. I wonder if anyone can guess
what the 3 names are.
The rule is literally 3 names.
I don't know.
Is it a good or evil profile?
Good.
Is it from the Rohan faction?
No.
Shit.
Three
What are you
names.
thinking, Sam? Why are you saying Rohan?
Don't know.
What race? Yeah. Is it men, elves, dwarves?
Is it John Wayne and Phil? Like,
What race, Adam?
They are dogs.
Oh.
I totally
that
don't
goes
remember the
right.
dogs' names, but
Grip Fang and Wolf.
From the Fang.
Yes.
Fang and Wolf. Now, the special rule, obviously, they're actually probably the best bit of tech that hobbits get, but because they move 8. But I love their special rule, which is literally called Grip Fang Wolf, which means that they always use the courage value of Farmer Maggot, which is courage 5. Plus, you're probably running at least one Warhorn. So these dogs can go up to courage 7 in the list.
Yeah. For a dog.
Amazing for a dog.
Pretty nervous.
that is crazy.
So actually at Ardacon I played it looked like a bit of a rubbish list. I played the Swedish champion in not in the Invitational. I'm not good enough to go to that. But in the main event. And he took like a ridiculous list of Gandalf, Wozes, loads of hobbits, Maggot, and Boromir of Gondor.
It's pretty spicy.
Yeah, 54 models, loads of shooting. And I was thinking, this would be all right. I had Riders of Rohan, like the Legion. And unfortunately, it was Commander Battlefield. So these dogs were just running into the corners, and I had to somehow get rid of them. So I literally sent like a Royal Guard to each corner to try and just assassinate them with throwing spear and in charge. So that was they were pretty annoying, but excellent choice of model. They're great fun. They're easy to hide. They're really fast, high courage, everything you want for objective grabbers.
Yeah. It's a pretty tippable pick, I would say, Adam.
Very tappable.
Tappable, sorry. My bad.
Tappable.
Yeah, that's a good pick. Okay, so my number 5 pick, I'll say the name of the special rule, but it's going to give it away. It is the pluck special rule.
Love it. Azog's Legion represent.
I've only said the Warbat in like every top 5 episode that we've done, but I really like that model. So yeah, obviously pluck, if people don't know, basically you fly over a model with your Warbat. It's an unengaged infantry model. Any part of your base which flies over that model during the bat's move, you roll a dice for. On a 4+, you then get to roll another dice, which is a strength 4 hit. So you get a free chance basically at a strength 4 hit if you roll that first 4 up. regardless of if you wound on the strength 4 hit or if you don't roll the initial 4+, you then get to roll another dice. And on a 4+, they're knocked prone. So yeah, I just really like the rule against certain banners and stuff. If you have 2 bats, for example, let's say there's a banner that's in base contact with another infantry model, you can with 1 bat try and kill the model that the banner would pass it to, and then with the second bat you can actually try kill the banner. So there's just lots of really cool things that you can do. It's got another really good special rule as well, which plays quite nicely with this one. But it's quite unique. There's nothing really like it in the game, I don't think.
No.
And
And even if you don't kill, you switch off the banner for like a turn.
yeah,
Like,
if they
which
move
is super
first.
useful.
Yeah, so
Yeah.
you can use them, and then obviously they're still bats, so they're 12-inch flyers, and
Yep.
so
really good.
I just really like them. They're 25 points. They're worth their points, and I really like that special rule. It's pretty cool. So
Yeah, very fun.
that's my number 5 pick. James, over to you, sir.
Oh, yeah, my number 5 pick is a devastating charge.
Shit, is that like a monster model of some sort? No,
I literally know.
No.
I can see it in the book as well. It's
Bran, you should totally know this.
is it a bear?
No,
Isn't
You
it a
said
special
wasn't
rule from the main rule book rather than a profile?
no.
yeah,
It's
oh my
totally
god,
part
I
of the
literally
profile.
know this. It's gonna piss me off.
Is it good or evil?
Sam used one this weekend.
It has to be evil. Oh,
What was it? Is it Gulliver's charge?
you can.
No, it's a good
No.
model. It's a good model.
Oh.
Oh, is it
not
Goat Riders?
It's
Well,
totally is the goat.
The goats.
The goat of rules being the goat. Yeah, so when you charge into a man-sized model on a 5+, you knock him prone.
See, I do like that.
So good.
I do like it.
Charge into a cheeky banner or something, or a hero, stop them doing any damage.
It is very
Or
awesome.
anything.
Yeah.
Proper good.
But it's not so Dane. He doesn't get that, but he gets the.
No, because
Yeah.
it's got a bore.
And is that a strength? Is that a hit or something?
So if you
Just same
don't
thing.
kill a model on a 5+,
that's
when
if
you
you
back
don't-
away, you headbutt them, and
So it's
then
Yeah.
It's like the same.
So
rule
Dane's
as,
happens afterwards, whereas the goat happens before.
Yeah, before. Okay.
So do we think that rule makes Goat Riders worth it? Because I'm guessing like most of the points values are because of that rule.
Hmm.
it's because
Yeah.
of D6 and
Yeah.
D6, fight 4, strength 4 with a
One.
lance.
yeah.
The mount is also D6 or are they D5?
D5.
D5.
5. So.
But I mean, if you compare them to like Royal Royal Guard, it's a similar stat line, except Royal Guard get the +1 fight. If near
They get
failure.
They get the thing of moving over rocks and shit
Yeah,
like
they're
that.
slower as well.
That can be pretty
they only
good.
move 8.
Something like Royal Guard, though, obviously you get the +1 fight, the potential +1 strength,
Yeah,
bodyguard, horse law. No.
yeah,
But yeah.
Expert rider. Yeah.
expert rider. Yeah,
I think what you're paying is a premium to make a dwarf go 8 inches.
Yeah, exactly. It's also a very hard hitting dwarf.
Which is pretty typical.
Very tappable.
I would say, yeah. I like it. Yeah, it's a good pick. Vince, your number 5 pick. What do you have?
find the halflings.
Oh dear.
Let's
so-
over here.
So
Let's compare this model to Lurtz.
yeah,
You could have put a bit more
let's
than
compare Lurtz to every other
Let's,
hero.
com- let's compare this model to
That was
Lurtz.
such a good impression.
I thought it was pretty tough. But
I think he only went like 30% Lurtz there, though. He could have gone.
yeah.
You could have
I
gone-
want to hear
yeah.
the full.
Yeah,
the
he didn't.
full
He
guy.
didn't want to show us the full. Yeah, that's right.
So I'm pretty convinced that those are the only 3 words he says in the entire like movie, right? Or does he say something else? That's
Say
the
something
only
else?
3 words he says, right?
He says Saruman as well.
Does he?
Oh, yeah, he does.
Oh,
yeah,
okay, fine.
he
So he
does.
says 4
He
words.
does a cheeky growl as well.
Yeah, he says Saruman. Okay.
Doesn't he say anything about Aragorn? No. He just, like,
No, it doesn't say
growls
anything
and-
Aragorn.
Just,
No, just
Nah.
while he's
focus
doing
on
that.
trying to kill him. So yeah,
What
onto
is
the
the
actual
rule?
rule.
Yeah.
What is the actual rule? So yeah, he gets to come on where he wants for Maelstrom, which I think is very, very good. I don't think anyone apart from so the closest you'd get to that is Guritz and Madril, but
But it's the
Yeah.
same
I
thing.
actually think
where
this is better.
It's
Yeah.
it's all the warbands in his army.
Yeah. So theirs is only plus or -1 applying to the entire army, whereas this is just his warband, like counts as being a 6, which I think that's better because there are situations where you want to maybe like leave him off, like you want to purposely
Yeah.
leave him off until like the right moment, which can be very useful. It's like gives you a lot of tactical options. You can just treat him as rolling a 6 to come on wherever you want, or a 1 whenever you want.
Yeah, if
So
you
it's
win
just
prio and you don't
yeah.
win it on that first turn, you cannot come on.
So yeah, it's a very cool rule and representative of him ambushing. And yeah,
Yeah, I'm
I
on
like
here.
it.
Love to see
It's
it.
one of the reasons why I think Lurtz is worth it, but only for Maelstrom. Other than that, if you're not playing Maelstrom, I think he's quite average.
Yeah.
So, but if you play
Yeah.
Maelstrom, he's awesome.
Yeah. I'm guessing it won't be your last Isengard pick, if I had to guess.
I tried to limit the number of Isengard picks, but no,
You found it hard.
that's not the last one. No.
No. That's nice. So cool, Sam, your number 5 pick.
Yeah.
Yeah.
One of my boring picks.
Classic Sam.
Yeah.
Is
But
it about children?
no, it does not. It's
As a
Vince. It may be stealing Vince's light. However, it's just really good, and I think every wizard should have it. And it's Lord of the Astari.
I didn't pick that one, but yeah, it's a very good pick. Yeah.
Okay, good. So
Lord
yeah,
of the Astari, yeah.
this is for good old Saru Daddy.
Saruman.
Evil and good. And yeah, re-rolling a casting dice. I think it's resist as well, isn't it? So
Yep.
It makes him by far the most reliable caster, along with all of his lower value spells with your 2+ transfix, 3+ compel. Probably makes him the best wizard in the game. Obviously, not counting the Witch King as a wizard, but
he has a
Yeah,
built
so
crown of Morgul. Is Saruman OP?
no, just for his points.
Maybe a little
okay,
bit.
so
but
if you gave Saruman 3 attacks, then we're
Holy
talking.
shit, he'd be taken all the time.
Yes,
he would be busted, yeah.
He would be
Fight 5 with the
absolutely
Palantir.
amazing.
Oh my god.
Yeah,
Yeah.
but he's only got 1 attack, which
Yeah.
sadly puts him
If
way
he had
behind.
2
Maelstrom.
attacks, would that be very OP?
2 attacks would
It'd be pretty strong.
Would be pretty.
Yeah, it's just Gandalf
pretty
White then.
strong. Yeah, but so like the debate between who's better value, him or the Witch King, I think it's no question. I think the Witch King is way better. For his points.
WK.
Oh yeah.
In a face off though, Saruman wins that easy. He's got longer range, he casts
Yeah.
better, and he's got the best spell in the game.
He does
So-
brilliant Witch King.
The thing is a 4-up Sorcerer's Blast rerollable is just unreal because if you know how to use Saruman, you can be dismounting 2 heroes a turn with that.
With the Palantir as well. It's just
Yeah. It's sensational, and it's very hard to defend against.
Yeah, but like the reroll is just what does it. If he didn't have that, he'd be awful. But
Yeah.
yeah, it's just so good, so good for him. So yeah, that's my boring pick, and then we're gonna get a bit more spicy from now on. So don't you guys? You
I'm turning up the heat.
Love that from you. Let's turn it up. Adam, your number 4 pick, please.
Right, we're back on it. I was thinking again. This is a little bit boring, but I'm saving my very favorite one for last. I'll go with Rumil's Swift Parry.
I had that on my list.
A good one.
Yeah.
Oh,
That is a tappable pick.
I had
very
it.
tappable.
Say that next.
It's an annoying rule, but it's so good because the problem with Loth is they have like 1 fate, 2 wound heroes aplenty. Unless you do the J. Clare build of taking Celeborn and Galadriel. Which I think works at 650, but otherwise it's kind of hard to fit in.
Was he using Lotto when you played him? Alder.
Yeah. He played with exactly the same list as last year. So yeah, I think Swift Parry is great because he doesn't have strike, but if he goes into those very common trolls that we see everywhere, then yeah, they're just re-rolling 1 dice. But I think more importantly, he could arguably just go into 2 models a turn if they get the move off. And literally just by doing that, he guarantees his own safety, right? He just keeps going. So yeah. Fight 6 and Swift Parry, really solid.
Yeah. I do like the profile.
Yeah.
It's a good
Very
one.
tappable pick.
Very tappable.
All around. Okay. My number 4 pick, the name of this special rule is I am the master.
Oh no.
Yeah.
Sam
No,
is
I hate that rule.
Sam isn't sure
I
what it is.
hate it.
Guys, I don't know what the rule is.
It is Azog's wounding heroes on a 3+.
Oh yeah, that's totally busted.
Yeah, that's dead. Dead rule.
Yeah.
That's
So
me.
it is obviously insanely good. I just think there is nothing. Obviously, you've got like Anduil, which is like the 4+ on everything in the game. Just having a rule that is specifically for murdering heroes. 3+. Like you can, like, I've had times like I played Lee ages ago last year, and on like 8 dice charging, I got like 1 3+. So like you can totally have bad dice and not, murk whatever hero you think you'd be murking. But
If you're using the 2-handed flail, does it go to a 2+?
no,
Yes.
it was FAQ'd, I think, that it's not.
Oh, is it not?
Unless the FAQ said that it is, but it was 100% FAQ'd, and I think
I would imagine it would, because Aragorn's is effectively just a 2-handed weapon that gives him that +1 to make it a 4+. So
I can totally check this.
2-handed just means +1 to wound. So if he's winning,
yeah, exactly.
Oh, it doesn't say about that. It was about something else to do with the flail, about the fight value and stuff.
Totally does that.
No. Can Azog stack +1 to wound using the stone flail 2-hand with his I'm the master rule? No.
Yeah. That would be cool.
Yeah. So, but then you can really on your 8 dice roll 6 or 7 3+, and Aragorn just instantly dies, or Boromir, and I just think it's just quite insane. And in the films, Azog is really portrayed as like the insane, villain character who can just murk anyone. And I think that rule reflects that.
Yep.
It's good fun. I do like it. I like using Azog.
cool.
So that is my number 4 pick. James, over to you.
My number 4 pick actually came from the first time I played the mighty Adam Searens. It is Embedded Axeblade.
Oh, interesting.
I don't know this. What is it?
I can't remember the dwarf's name. Biffa.
Oh, we were literally talking about this earlier. Right.
Yeah. So you get your 1, was it a strength 4 strike, but you can pierce and 2-hand with it, so you can make it up to strength 5 with +1. And basically you get that strike if you kill a model, or is it just inflict a wound, I believe. You get a free heroic move every turn.
Now, I've totally had a mate of mine use Biffa for like 2 or 3 games, and he failed to get it off. So that has kind of been embedded in my head, but I'm sure it
like an axe blade.
I'm sure it does.
That's themey. That is themey.
So unfortunately, it got FAQ'd.
Oh, did it?
Yeah, and you can't double hand. Well, you can still double hand, but you won't get the +1 bonus. So you wouldn't double hand. And also you can't piercing strike with it either.
Yeah,
so that's rubbish. Why'd they change that?
Because it was busted.
Yeah, exactly.
Because you could go to strength 5 +1 to wound. That's why.
Because absolutely no one was winning with dwarves, so they thought, you know what, let's remove this.
Yeah.
Had to be still done. Really good though.
Yeah,
it's still pretty good.
Yeah, it's really cool.
Going into a D6 model or something, and you need 5s to wound, you can just fluff that.
Totally just spend the might on it though, because you get more than the might back.
Yeah. Would be worth. Yeah, it's a cool pick. Okay, Vince, over to you. Number 4.
Yeah, so I don't know if anyone else has got this one, but I'm going to say it anyway. Deadly Shot.
I also had that as one of my.
Oh, okay. Sam might have been a copycat.
Adam and Vince stealing my picks.
I hope you got some reserve picks
I do.
uh,
I do.
in the
Friendly
tank.
shot. That's a good one.
Yeah, everyone loves this rule. Some people think it's probably too good, but then others
Nah.
probably think it's not good enough. I don't know. It's quite a controversial rule. Like, depends how you roll, really. I seem to always
Yeah.
roll ones from that. But and also there's debate on whether you get enough value just from picking up horses, because he is like a mighty elf with a bow. And if he's just picking up horses and, Rod Banner, is he getting his points back? I mean, there's a debate on it. I think it's very useful, but others aren't a huge fan of it.
You just got to know when to stop doing it.
Yeah, and you get him in there with his might. Yeah.
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 Ultimately, I guess there are some games where you have more targets and, then the value of the 2+
Yeah.
is higher.
Yeah, and then obviously there are certain scenarios where he's just
Yeah.
absolutely unstoppable, like
Yeah.
assassination, the obvious one. He's just a really, really techie piece, as Adam would like to say.
Becky.
Love it. Yeah, deadly shot. It's pretty lemon. Everyone knows it, and it's what Leggy's for.
Oh yeah.
Sam, over to you.
Yeah. Let's go for one that is very niche. And however, I have had it happen to me a couple times. And I always like it when it happens to me because it's so niche. And the rule is called Gatekeeper. Anyone have any ideas?
Kept.
Gatekeeper.
Oh, is it the guy
Totally
who
seen
can
this.
turn someone off on like a 5 or something?
Oh, it's Harry
Oatleaf. Yeah.
Oatleaf.
My main man, Harry Goatleaf. Right, this guy, he's so bad, but on it's either on I think it's a 3+.
No, it's not that good, surely.
It is a pretty good roll. I think he spends a point of will though, doesn't he?
Yeah. So it's basically on I think it's. Let me make sure. I'm 99% sure it's a 3+, and basically it's like an immobilize, but you just can't do anything. Like you can't move.
Oh, it's the lantern thing.
Yeah, and you can't stop it.
It's super annoying. Yeah, I've played against it, and
Yeah,
it's actually surprisingly good.
So he's got 3 will, and it's during the priority phase after
Priority phase.
Harry Goatleaf may spend a point of will to use a special rule. If so, select an infantry model within 6 inches and line of sight of Harry Goatleaf and roll a d6. On a 3+, they cannot move. However, they can still do anything else they would normally do. So you do on a hero, they can't move, but if they have a bow, they can still shoot and stuff, and they can still go into combat, or they can still make strikes if you go and charge them. But
just like
you just don't charge them.
So they just can't move, but they can do everything else.
Yeah.
Right.
So you don't charge them, and it's just a 3+ transfix that is unavoidable. And
Yeah, it is the core rule.
you can use might. Monsters can't be affected by the rule, so that instantly rules out Sauron. However, for 40 points for a little ruffian hero. It's actually just a really, really good rule. And
is he a ruffian? I'm not. Well, he's part of the
Yeah, man, he's ruffian. I think. Why does he have it? But I also like the fact he has it.
He's the dude on the door, isn't he? He's the one who goes, Hobbits!
Good impression, mate.
Thanks, mate.
So many good impressions this
That was outstanding.
Yeah.
I was waiting for my slot.
Yeah. I thought, big up Harry Goatleaf, because he's obviously you never see him. But when you do see him and that rule, it's like, oh, okay, fair enough. Yeah. Let him cook.
Pretty typical.
Yeah, pretty tappable from Harry.
Imagine if he was Valor and you just see him
thankfully he's minor.
Drop. So it is a single drop that ally in with everything else.
Made man.
So good. So good.
I'll rate the pick. Adam, your number 3 pick.
Oh, well, Embedded Axe Blade's been taken, so I'm gonna take one for our man who isn't here, which is Orcish Brawler.
I have that as my other pick.
Sam is out getting costed.
God.
Is that Gorbag?
Yes, it freaking
Yeah.
is.
It is the Gorbinator, yes.
I've only got three
The
picks
bag.
left now.
No.
I've got 3 picks left, and one of them is Vince's. So I'm actually pretty screwed.
The Gorbinator.
You better get your rule book out.
This 60-point model
Bruh.
goes to being fight 5, 3 attacks. It's insane.
2 attacks, sorry.
No, he gets a bonus attack when he's in
Oh, sorry,
two
he
models.
gets yeah, sorry.
If
mean,
he
it's-
manages to charge 2 models, I mean, he is actually only courage 4, which is a slight weakness of the profile. But
He's an orc, yeah.
yeah, he goes in, instead of being fight 4, he goes to fight 5. Instead of being 2 attacks, he goes to 3 attacks. And then if you're against elves, you're probably still striking, but you're guaranteed to go higher fight unless you're playing Galadriel Court Guard or Kingsguard. And then you just try and kill 2 elves a turn with the Morenan support. It's great.
Super good.
Gorbag is pretty fucking lemon, isn't he?
It's great. Great
Yeah.
fun.
Love that
Ash
pick.
would so approve of it.
Yeah.
That's fresh.
So yeah, Gorbag, I like it. Okay, my next pick, I'm sort of going to cheat on this one a little bit controversial.
No.
You cannot do that.
No.
So the one I have wrote down is Final Count 42.
Is that for?
That's Legolas and Gimli, right?
So you see, so that was your initial reaction. So, but technically, they're 2 different special rules in their profiles. I don't really have one that I prefer over the other, but I think it's quite cool that they have these 2 special rules that link. So I'm not choosing one. That's why I'm sort of cheating. But I like the interaction between that. There are these 2 special rules that are linked between 2 different profiles. I'm not sure there's any other special rule that kind of works with another profile in that way. But yeah, it's sort of like, obviously from the films, like that's a very, some cool moments throughout the films kind of to do with them, going back and forth about kill counts. And the fact that they've put that into a rule in the game, and it's actually really good as well. Obviously, Leggy getting to a 2+ on the 3 shots is really good. And Gimli going up to, he gets +1 to wound, is that right?
Yeah.
So he can pierce with the 2-handed Master Forged axe. So he can go to strength 5 +2 to wound? Or +3? Is it +3? Because he gets the 2-handed axe.
It's just +2.
Yeah, it's just the rule. So yeah, +2.
Yeah, +2. So yeah, I just think it's really cool that obviously there are these 2 profiles that they have special rules that are linked, and I think it's quite a themey sort of thing.
Theme.
Yeah, fair enough.
And we're all about the theme here. So yeah, like someone said deadly shot. Is anyone else going to think of their 2 special rules? But it seems not. But moving on, James, your number 3
Oh,
pick?
it's totally me again.
You again,
I
fella?
forgot what was next on my list. 1 second, listeners. We have the wonderful, slightly busted rule that is the Master's Puppet.
Oh, okay.
Is that Alfred or something? Or is that Braga?
Oh, this is the big Braga.
Braga.
For some absurd reason, the guy gets 3 heroics on a 4+. Who decided that was a thing?
Oh.
Yeah, totally insanely good.
Yeah, I don't know why he.
And it never seems to fail.
Is his name ever even said in the films? I don't think so.
Wait,
I don't think so. I think you see him once.
How does captain of the guard? Like,
Captain of the guard.
Let him live.
Second lip.
No, he's just not a lemon. He's not really. He's just not it, really, is he?
It's more of an annoying rule.
Braga.
I'm surprised it's in your favourite rule, James. It's more of a nuance, annoying thing.
Nuance.
Why is it there? Kind of
This
thing.
is the wrong list for that rule.
Yeah, I don't know.
It's an untappable rule.
I like how busted it is for no reason.
Isn't it incredibly similar to Earl the Young's rule?
Yes.
Yeah. Is it the
But
same?
that is a generic rule called like something hero,
Legendary hero.
legendary hero. There
Not
we go.
a special rule in his profile.
He
So
just
it's not a
basically-
it's not an individual special rule, whereas Braga's one is.
Is it not?
Yeah,
Is it not
his
only
special
in El's
rule-
profile?
His is basically the first might point you spend that turn on a 4+,
Yeah.
it's free. It doesn't have to be
Yeah.
heroic action.
Right. But it is a special rule that's in his profile though. But yeah, it's
Yeah.
it's not
Yeah,
exactly the same thing. Yeah.
The special rule is called Legendary Hero, and he's a hero of valor.
Yeah,
Yeah.
pretty typical, Mel.
Yeah, that's just
Yeah. So I like it. Yeah. Braga, everyone's favorite Lake Town Chad, of course.
Never to be used again.
No. Yeah, his days, his watch has ended. Is that right, James?
His watch has ended.
Right, moving on. Vince, your number. What are we on? Number 3.
True.
yeah. I've gone for a boring pick as well. And that is Chittering Horde.
Got bows.
I like
That is
it.
a really boring pick, Vince.
I like
That
it.
really
I know no one else likes
boring
it.
rule.
It makes the army work. Without
It is
that, the
really-
army wouldn't
I
work.
did say it was boring, and everyone's like, yeah, that's fucking boring.
Little goblins fucking piling on top of each other.
Yeah, exactly. So it represents
It does.
that army
Mm,
perfectly, and it makes the army work. As Adam said, and imagine having to wait for your Goblin Town opponent to like pick out all the spears and like move them in, right? But now you don't have to worry; they all have spears. So everyone
Nice.
benefits from that rule. I think
soon
just makes
to-
things easier.
They're soon to all have bows as well, right?
Give them bows.
That's
Is that
gonna be
confirmed?
great.
Bows. Lemon.
Strength 3 bows with seem fair.
Bows. Let's go.
Vinny, you make a really good point, actually. It does just save everyone a lot of time.
Yeah, it does.
Improving the gaming experience. That's what we're about on the Gollum's Games.
It's such an odd
Okay.
pick for a top 5, but I just love it at the same time. It's such a lemon pick, whilst also
It is a
so
lemon pick,
odd.
and it's a lemon rule. Like
Yeah.
having spears everywhere, it makes the goblin profile like
Big
very
brain.
efficient.
Yeah. You're getting a 1-point upgrade on every model for free.
yes.
Yeah.
I just did not expect chittering hordes to come out anywhere today. It just
Exactly.
did. It happened, so I respect
lemon
it.
pick. Yeah.
You got to tip it.
Yeah.
See it. So moving on, Sam, number 3.
Yes. I'm gonna go for the Serpent's Weapon. It's the special.
Oh,
What? The serpent's
profile
weapon.
isn't it
Is
from?
that a
Is that
That's-
Raza or something?
Bingo.
Yeah.
Yeah. So this is his secretly note down a hero before the game.
I like it.
And
It's
I'll rate
if
that.
interactive.
if you go in base contact with them, you get in combat. You go, peekaboo, he's my hero.
Do that at a table.
Yeah, you'll go peekaboo.
Peekaboo.
Here's my hero. You're gonna die now. So you go up to fight 6 instead of your measly fight 4 usually. And I think you only go to fight 6, don't you? I don't think there's any other special.
Is that all
games.
it does?
Up to fight 6. Yeah,
Yeah.
Doesn't
That's
he
so
need to get, like-
underwhelming.
Doesn't he
yeah,
get
so
more
you'll
attacks
fight
or
6
something?
against one hero. Yeah.
But doesn't he have a strike anyway?
Yeah,
He's got strike. He's 3
Strike
mics.
from
What's
fight
the
6.
point?
Is that all he
No,
gets? He
it's
gets a
better.
fight value bonus.
It's
Doesn't
better
he
to
get?
fight strike from
So
fight 6.
rubbish.
Whoa, hold
He
up,
gets-
guys. Fucking
Yeah,
hold
no,
the
he gets
horses.
more than that. He gets more than that.
Oh,
Let me.
Hold your fucking
I think
horses.
that's it. No, I think that's it.
Blow the fuck
no, I
down.
literally asked if that was it. And someone, yeah.
No, yeah, that's it.
That's
So-
it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
At the start of the fight, when Raza is
Dog.
engaged with his target, and then it says you should then reveal this to your opponent. Raza's fight value is increased by 2 for the duration of the fight. That's it. So he's 3 attacks. Basically, he becomes fight 6, strength 4, 3 attacks with Bane of Kings.
That is pretty lemon.
Make
I
them
like
count
those-
as trapped would be so much better.
I like those special games that like. No, sorry, not special. Those special rules that kind of encourage like a little mini game as well.
Yeah.
within
Yeah.
the game. Like I like
Same,
those,
like the
those
leggy-
kind of
Yeah, like
those
the
special
leggy
rules.
and Gimli thing where you've got a track.
yeah, like that as well. That's
It does
the
mean
thing.
you basically have to just like you kind of have an urge to just try and get this rolled off as much best as
What's
possible.
the
But
peekaboo
sometimes,
someone one?
Yeah, sometimes it's probably not a good idea to try your hardest if the hero is the other side of the map. But it's a really cool rule, and it's very unique. And Raz actually, I think he's actually quite good for 75 points. You know, having Swarm
He is
Protector
good.
for Southern, and it's I think
Is he 2 wins, 1 fade? I'm sure he is.
yeah.
3 attacks.
And he's pretty cheap as well.
75
35
points.
points for Coach 5, Swarm Protector, that weird rule, plus Bane of Kings, 3 might. Not bad.
The Kings makes him surprisingly killy. So
Yeah.
you trap a hero.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Or strike. Got challenge for some reason, God knows why, but
Nice.
yeah.
Yeah, you challenge your target.
Yeah.
Ah,
Yeah, you challenge them so you can't strike because
Then they just
you don't
decline.
have to
It's
strike
like,
because
lol.
you're fight 6.
they're 5-5, yeah. No,
Yeah, so big up Raza.
Tackle
I'll
players
challenge.
from Mount Raza. Love to see it. Okay, we're round to everyone's on a number 2 pick, sorry. Adam, over to you.
I still have like 5 or 6.
We can do like honorable mentions at the end.
We'll have to. I'm actually going to go for a bit of a wacky one here that I've never actually taken this model, but I've played against it a few times, and it's just so awesome. And it is the special rule is called Lethal Union.
Lethal Union.
As I was again.
Oh, is it?
Yeah.
What is it,
The
sorry?
Zog. Not the Zog.
Oh, it's not the White Warg thing. Oh.
Lethal Union.
Oh, it's not? I thought that's what it isn't that what it
I
is?
think that's Deadly Union.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. So what's Lethal Union then?
Lethal Union. It must be an evil faction. Adam?
Mhm, yeah.
Yeah.
Got those.
Don't know. Which
Oh,
faction then?
I'm amazed Sam doesn't know this one. Sam will get.
Is it like a Sharky and Worm rule?
No, because he stabs him in the back.
Yeah, it's the complete
Lethal,
opposite
it's
of
not
Lethal Union.
Corsairs, it's not I don't know. God knows.
Is it some
I'll give you a clue.
Something in more.
Everyone's starting to consider taking it now because it only counts as 1.
Warg
it's
Marauder.
yeah.
Warg Marauder.
I did not know that it was called that. Fair enough.
okay.
Warg Marauder. So what it does lots of things. First of all, it gives the whole model +1 courage, which is pretty good, going from courage 2 to courage 3, 4 if you have a Warhorn, because it's still a Goblin model. It also then gives the model Terror, which is awesome for a cavalry model. And if that's not good enough, it also gives the whole model 3 attacks base. So long as you've got the base model as it is, it's got 3 attacks. If you charge, it's got 4 attacks. If it wins a combat somehow with fight 3, because of the Warg, it's fight 3, despite the fact it has goblins on top, you've now got 8 attacks at strength 4. That's so good for a goblin army.
It's really good. Are they 30 points?
Yeah.
Plus, if am I right in thinking if the model's trapped, then it goes to fight 4?
No.
No, so the
Was that
actual
just the
Because the
Goblins.
Warg doesn't get the +1 fight. The Goblins would.
yeah.
So it's capped at fight 3 plus a bat swarm. So I think it's awesome.
No, you could get to fight 4 with Groblog and a trap model.
Oh yeah, Groblog you could.
Mhm.
Is it just everything gets +1 fight within Groblog?
Goblins.
No, but if you trap model the Goblins, we go to fight 3 and then fight 4 with the crown.
Does it count as the goblins? They get the +1 while they're on, part of the Marauder.
I would imagine so.
I don't know, because they're passive.
Because their
There's
fight
always-
value jumps to 3, right?
Yeah.
And
There is
then
a
you always
weird
take the
rule,
highest. So if you trap, the question is, they're technically not trapped at the beginning of the combat if you're not guaranteed to win the combat. So you'd have to actually trap as well as knock down.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a cool pick. Yeah, Marauders are something you didn't really see a lot of at all, and now with AOL being good, you're seeing a bit more.
Yeah,
you're seeing them around.
Yeah.
Cool. So that's your number 2 pick. I've lost my list. Yeah, my number 2 pick is The Time of the Orc Has Come.
Ooh.
Oh, brilliant.
I think that's a really cool. I like how in Men of the West, the Legion, it has the special rule where you pop this buff and it like affects your whole army for a turn, and it's like this back pocket kind of card you have, sort of like with Pits. It's got the auto priority, the Palantir with Saruman, just like this kind of, a buff that you can pop at any time, which affects your whole army, and like you can try and set up one big turn to try and maximize it. There aren't too many of those kind of rules in the game, and if you're running Gothmog, you probably have a lot of Morannons and Strength 4, and rerolling everything to wound, if you get heroes in combat and stuff as well, can be really, really devastating, I would say. I think it's quite a unique rule in that way, where it kind of, you pop it and it's like a bit of a bomb, and it just like, holy shit, your army's way better now. I don't think there's too many ones that are like that in the game. So
it's really good. The only problem is winning the actual fights.
Yeah, you got to have a good turn. You got to roll. You got to get your big dice out on that one.
It. It's like you set everything up. You've got your traps all lined up, and you're like, right, I need one good turn of dice. Like, come on, and you pop it, and then
And then you remember you just fight free.
It's all over to the guy. No, I've actually never used Gothmog, but I am painting him.
Ooh. Is it the new beefy warg? Yeah.
It's the new.
Oh, lovely.
Thank you. Yeah. I started painting him a couple of weeks ago, and I've really stopped doing it. But it's my purple sort of Morannon theme that I've been
Is
doing.
he going to end up in the washing machine?
My other stuff. I hope not.
Washing machine.
I hope. My bulb to hand? No, not really. Yeah, my bulb ended up in the washing machine one time, which was quite funny. It wasn't my fault though. I totally need to get a bulb out now, right? Surely to.
It's literally the most Elliot Shilling thing you could ever happen. My bulb.
My bulb ended up in the washing machine.
It wasn't even my fault. Oh, it's not even in this box. That's the reason I've got my.
Quick rinse cycle.
Probably still in the washing machine, Elliot. Go check it.
Oh, we probably ended up in there again. Well, yeah. So look, you wouldn't guess, but this boy here was in the washing machine, and he survived.
The no tail on the warg is a little bit of a giveaway.
Yeah.
No tail on the warg. He lost that. And all the green stuff in like the neck got all like mangled in there.
It's still surprisingly intact.
But he's fine. It did strip a lot of the paint, and I had to like re-prime him and stuff. But yeah, it's fine.
Did his weapon come off?
No. It's just like it's stripped off like the primer, and then like the resin, like the fine cast, it kind of has like some kind of coat like over the top.
Yeah.
Like that had come off because it was like a different kind of color underneath. It was like quite a really clear gray sort of color. So I think like all the chemicals in the wash or whatever sort of fucked it up a bit. But
Wow.
But yeah, don't put your models in the wash, kids.
Yeah.
Number one tip from the Gollum's gamers. Be careful. So that was my number 2 pick. James, over to you.
Oh, number 2. I've got Foresight of the Eldar.
You motherfucker! I was like, do I do that now or do I do Time of the Orc? I really hope no one picks Time of the Orc.
You clearly chose the wrong time of the Orc.
I thought if someone else picks that, I'll be really upset. But
well, I hope you're really upset.
This brings me back to when Elliot just goes, my favourite model is Gollum. And I was like, what?
I've totally had people
out of nowhere. Just out of nowhere.
I've totally had people back me on that pick at events following that episode, actually. So Elrond.
Out of nowhere.
Elrond, my guy.
Yeah. So for those who don't know, Elrond at the start of the game rolled a d6. You get that many foresight points, which during any priority in the game, you roll your dice and you can plus or minus it by using that many foresight points. So you can make yourself win priority or lose priority. So it's really strong, especially if you're running something like Rivendell Knights. Always get the choice to do what you want.
Yes, it is really strong, James. That's why it was my number 1 pick.
Yeah.
Good choice. Shame no one else thought of that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's good to have unique opinions.
I love it. I love it. It's such a lemon roll. Come on. Roll a 1.
Yeah,
You can roll
when you roll a
one,
one, it's
and
like
I've never rolled a 1 with it.
it can still win you
Oh,
the game
okay.
though. Especially not when you're rolling a Rivendell sort of fucking
Yeah,
dice.
exactly. I've only ever rolled
Never
Rivendell
rolling.
dice. You get a 4+ every time. It's great.
No way. Yeah, if you've got like 3 or more, you are laughing.
Yeah. And then you get 6, and you're like, I'm gonna win this game.
James is just
Yeah,
won.
exactly. When you roll that 6, it's just like a little jab. It's like you already got into your opponent's head with
You see
that
that fucking
just that
Rivendell
pre-game
helmet.
roll.
Yeah. You
Yeah.
see the Rivendell helmet pop up, and you're
The
just
Rivendell, oh, I hate the Rivendell helmet.
God.
I hate that. I
They are
hate
so
Sam
bad.
loves a Rivendell helmet.
James, you'd have a Rivendell helmet from the weekend, mate.
Oh yeah, John traumatizing me with his Rivendell 6.
Yeah, he was when I played him as well. I think people like Jamie as well, like he was using AOL and he's using the Rivendell dice. I'm just like, you are
Yeah.
totally gaming it. It's stop. Oh,
It's all about
It's
symbol
when
dice.
things like that happen that it's no longer just like it's not like a rumor that they're good dice.
Yeah.
oh
Do you know
hello.
what I mean? It's just known.
Now, Jamie thought that the Minas Tirith, he was using the Rivendell dice, that the classic Isengard dice as well. Those things are
Yeah,
insane.
they're pretty busted.
And the Minas Tirith dice, the blue ones, I haven't really seen many people use those before. He said they're cracked, but I was like,
Yeah, they're pretty mid.
I love now how after that game you're his arch nemesis and vice versa.
he lost the game with those Minas Tirith dice, so maybe
I love it.
maybe his analysis there is a little bit off. I don't know.
But were you using Rivendell dice?
I was using Easterling dice with my Easterling army, and the dice gods blessed me, which was
Beamy.
my Emperor lived on One Moon No Fate because I used the correct dice. And so should you, listener.
Listener.
Listener. Right. James, that was your number 2 pick. Your number 1
Number
pick.
2.
Excuse me. Vince, over
Not
to
number 1.
Wait, sorry.
It's number 2, dude.
I'm getting.
Yeah,
That was your number 1 pick.
That was my
Mine
number
aren't really-
1. I was like, Foresight of the Eldar. Yeah.
Why not?
Vince, number 2.
So I've never used this profile, nor have I played against it, but he seems like a cool dude. And the rule is mindless killers.
Oh, yes.
I totally
Oh.
don't know it.
That is the
Sounds janky.
Yeah,
that's the
it's-
good old Corsair Reaver.
Terrific.
Yeah, and I don't know why I've never come across this because it seems quite powerful and
Totally is.
it's a very interesting rule. And for 9 points, you're getting a 2 attack model with fight 4. And that already sounds very good. And this mindless killers rule means you get +1 to wound. So you can also you take a courage test, and if you fail, it means you have to charge, and it might also mean that you charge like a friendly model. But then you can also choose to automatically fail the courage test and get +1 to wound, and also ignoring terror tests. So these guys can be pretty lethal.
Now, Sam, why isn't this special rule on your list? You're the Corsair player,
Yes, Sam.
mate.
I forgot. Okay.
You forgot. What
He
is
doesn't
So-
play Corsairs anymore because they're not
yeah,
meta. So
No, but Sam, how many of these guys would you drop into a Corsair list? Because people just go like, you know, Arbalesters and just. I feel like these guys are neglected. And
The reason you
2
don't see
attacks. Yeah,
yeah.
you don't see them. 2 attacks, fight 4, could be quite anti-meta, especially because they are immune to terror. as
Yeah.
well.
The problem is that you those profiles are good, but then you have to take a bosun, and that's what's
pretty
the
good as well,
problem.
though, aren't they? They're fight 5.
No, bosuns are fight 4,
No.
Yeah.
1 might, 1 will, 1 fate,
They
and
act as banner, though, don't they?
they act
Why
as
do
a
you
free,
have to take a bosun?
because if they keep them in check, they make it so they don't have to take a courage test within 6 inches of a bosun.
Oh,
so it
right,
stops you having to
right,
charge
okay.
yourself, basically.
Fine,
Yeah.
fine, yeah. I missed that very, very important
Yeah, so you have to take a bosun.
Oh,
Right.
Totally didn't read that.
That starts its move at least 6 inches away from a friendly Corsair bosun. Okay, fine. So if you've got a bosun near them, oh, that's good then. It's actually good because you've got like a shepherd who can kind of negate
Yeah.
that.
It literally is a shepherd.
That's good. At least you can have. There's a way to go around it, which
Yeah,
is
it just means that the
gives you some
bosun, you
control,
have to
right?
take a bosun, which means you feel like you also really would like to take Suladan, and then you have two banners which kind of overlap each other, and it feels a bit.
Sorry, is the bosun only a banner for the Reavers, or is it just?
It's just a banner.
It's pretty good though. You could put
No. So it's friendly Corsair models within
just
3 inches
Corsairs.
of the bosun count as a banner.
So you
Yeah.
stretch it, stretch the banner further.
Yeah, but then the bosun having one might, they're 5/4. They have 2 attacks and stuff, but you kind of they also give you low might because you kind of want to take a captain as well. But if you need to take Dalamir,
Lots of stuff.
you kind of fall into a low might and they're D3, so they get shot really easily. And if you
Bosuns. Oh, sorry, no.
Like, okay, so say you don't take a bosun. These guys are still, I mean, they're still courage 4, so you're not failing too often. Like,
yeah, but if you fail, then you charge yourself, and it's really bad.
Yeah.
You start just killing each other in your own army, and they can just watch you and shoot you. And it's you need a bosun.
Fine, okay, you need a bosun, fine, but bosuns aren't, they're 45 points. They're not that bad, and Corsair Reavers for 9 points, 2 attacks, +1 to wound. Like,
They are really good. Yeah,
that is so good. Like, they're ripping through stuff for 9 points each.
Yeah.
Especially if you give
attacks.
maxes and they just run into Black Numenorians.
Mm. Can you? Yeah, you weapon swap one of them, so they become 10 points with either axes or swords, and then essentially strength 6, 2 attacks.
Yeah, it's great.
Pretty
No,
nice.
I'm surprised we don't see them more because they are fun, and I actually think they could be competitive. They're cheap enough to bring, like, quite a few.
Yeah.
They've
What's
just
next for you
fallen
next,
by the
Vince?
wayside for some reason.
It's going to be Vince's next meta-breaking list.
The
Okay.
Corsair Reaver army with Suladan.
6 bosons, all Reavers.
You have a 24 inch
Featuring
banner.
the Shadow Lord.
That's a nervous idea. I'm thinking about it.
Yeah, and Sam is on board.
Oh, dear.
You can see the. Yeah.
Oh no, what have we started?
Oh dear.
I've only got 12 Reavers, so I'd need to make more.
Which you totally will. Love to see it. Okay. So Sam, O2, number 2 pick.
Yeah. I'm really running out of picks here. I mean, I've only got 2 left on my notes, and one of them I think is Vince's number 1. So I'm gonna just say one that I have thought of, but I don't know where it would fall in my top 5. It's gonna be Ruthless Commander.
Oh.
I don't know.
Blue, mate.
Is it like the Mummock or something, or the Great Beast?
No. Yeah, it's Stumping the Gang.
Don't know, mate. What is it?
I was the Goblin King who can walk over people.
Is it something like Yazneg?
No.
No.
Same faction as what Vince just said.
Oh, Delgamar. The Whipper.
Oh.
Delgamar and his whip, which I mean, it essentially is just a 3-inch banner for friendly Corsair warrior models, but it's the fact, obviously, Corsairs, you want to be trapping and stuff all the time. And if you have 3 models or 4 models around one guy and you don't roll a 6 on the first 4 strikes, being able to whip all 4 of them again to then essentially have 8 strikes to win the duel, just is really good. I mean, and even if you then lose still, the fact you also take strength 2 hits before they make strikes, so it's like a stab, but not after, before. It's also pretty is it themey? He's got a whip and he's just whipping his guys. It's a bit like it's
It's all about themey.
a bit slaverish.
It's a little bit slavery. Yeah.
See slavery.
So I've made slaverish a new word. It's a bit slaverish, which I'm not endorsing for this being a
Yeah.
special
You
rule.
did put it as one of your favorite rules in the game.
But yeah, it's a cool rule, and for 75 points, that rule for Delgamar with 3 might and 5/5, 3 attacks and stuff. He's just really good. Yeah, he's a really good kind of, and you can do it. Can you do it? No. Yeah, he can actually be worth taking with Saladin with the banner, because you can actually, instead of taking his Saladin's banner, you whip. You get more banner rerolls with him, and then you might banner yourself an odd portion with Saladin. So yeah, it's a rule that I just had to think off the top of my head, and I quite like it. So
I'm sure you would
I'm
have said.
hoping no one.
I'm sure you
But-
would have said like the smoke bombs, right? If it was like a channel transfix or whatever it was that.
Yeah, probably.
That'd be
I'm
lemon.
hoping no one steals my number 1 pick, otherwise I'm truly fucked.
Vince does come.
Can you use that rule to reroll down as well?
I think so.
So if
Yeah,
you want to end the game
reroll.
quickly, you
Yeah.
can just
Yeah,
kill
you
your
just
own
make
guys
yourself
and
lose.
try and lose
That'll
the
be really
combat.
big brain.
I've had a lot of times where I've killed so many of my models with Delgamar's whip. You just roll super hot on the strength 2, because you need 5s to wound your D4.
That's funny.
And it can go really bad really quickly.
Is it a 6 on our blisters?
I think so. Our blisters are really awkward because like it only says when making strikes against them in combat, they're D3. So I know like when you get hurled against, are they D6 or D3? When you get whipped against, I think they are. I would think they're D6 because it says
Yeah, because
I
they're
would
not being struck against.
I would say a hurl is definitely not D6 because you're not making strikes against them in combat.
Yeah, so it would be D6.
it would be D6.
For the Delgamar thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, because they are in combat.
No, but
No. No one's striking them.
so when making strikes, they are D3.
Yeah.
But a hurl isn't a strike.
Oh, it's not just when they're in combat they're D3.
No.
Someone
It's just
else-
only when they're being struck
when-
against.
No. So it says
I thought it
giant
was
wooden shield provides +3 defense as long as the bearer is not engaged in combat with another model.
Yeah, that's what it is. So it's
Oh, Sam, you totally just lied then.
So
I'm wrong.
long as but like I mean, as in, so when people hurl against them,
Yeah. So
You
if
have
they're
eight
not
models
in
in a row.
combat,
Yeah.
they're D6. But if they are D3.
yeah,
Yeah.
but I know some people that think you get
They
the
would be wrong.
Yeah, but there's also a case of what was the other one? Yeah, like the whip. I don't know if you do it before backing away or after.
They are.
Well, they would
if
still
you
be
back
in
away,
combat,
though,
so,
you're in combat,
yeah.
But yeah, so I mean, it's still be 5s anyway. But yeah, I think the rule's really cool. So yeah, big old
Nice.
Delgamar.
Delgamar.
Nice.
See it. So we are now finally round to the number 1
No.
Obviously, we haven't really ranked them like 5, 4, 3, 2, 1 really, but yeah, everyone's last pick. Adam, what do you have?
I have so many more picks because there are so many cool rules in this game. But I'm going to go to one which actually I think it's an incredibly underrated hero because everyone goes for the other version of this hero in terms of everyone seems to like the Fight 4 guy, but I like the Fight 5 guy. And the rule is called Defend the White City.
Why does that feel like an Audi
Is
advert? Or it's
that
like, I like
Tyrion?
this one, but I also like this one.
Is that Kyrian?
No,
Shit. Totally
he's
forgot.
Fight 4,
He
but
is.
has Strike.
Varagon.
So you said everyone
don't know.
prefers the Fight 4 one. Is
This guy's in the movies. He appears in the movies like
Ingold.
twice.
I don't know. I'm panicking.
I
No,
almost
Fight
said
4.
Iralas, but when you said that he's in the
Yep.
films.
Yep, Iralas. Yep.
He's in the
Iralas.
film.
Helmet Boy.
Oh my god, he is in the films. I've literally just realised who that is in the films. Holy shit.
Yep.
Oh.
Irolas appears when Gandalf is talking to Faramir.
Yes. This dude.
And
literally just
also
appeared.
later on in the when I think Faramir is being burnt or something.
It's when they first
Good
bring
scene.
up the body, I think, and it's like out by the white tree. Yeah.
Yeah.
Sick.
So I love this rule. It is so good because you've got a 65-point hero who's fight 5. He's really solid. Strength 4, defense 6, 3-1-1. He's got bodyguard. He's got 2 of the best 3 heroics in the game.
March and defense, right?
Yeah, march and defense. And he's just like the best thing to go into big heroes. So yeah, the rule is that Irolas may use the shielding rule, even though he is not armed with a shield. If Irolas elects to shield and wins the ensuing fight, he may make a single strength 4 strike against one enemy model from the same fight. This guy is designed to take out horses.
What, more than Frida?
How come you didn't choose Thorin Oakenshield?
True.
So this guy's more important. He's just better than Frida because A, he's got bodyguard,
Yeah,
and B, he's got march. But
Frida's bad.
Frida is
you
bad.
get it for 65 points though. You get it for 65 points.
He's good against a mounted hero.
3-1-1.
so good against mounted heroes.
He is
Yeah,
really. Him and
He's just a
Ingolf,
stopper.
they are such cool profiles. I really like them both.
Yeah, they're both awesome. They're both really niche.
Yeah,
Yeah, I just love this guy because
they're really solid. Yeah.
if you're in trouble, you defense, and then if you win the fight, yeah,
Wow.
okay.
It's a shame though because
I'll
like
defense and shield, so he gets 4 attacks.
you
5-4.
would usually always put in Madrigal over him though, wouldn't you? In most cases,
Yeah, but
because
you
they're
don't
like
have to. You don't have to just think, oh, I'm just going to take one marcher. Because if you play things like divide and conquer, or even destroy the suppliers, maybe there are other uses of march.
Yeah. Yeah, it's a really good pick. I like Irolas. I have the model. It's not
Beautiful model as well.
Yeah, full job.
Yeah.
Very nice. Okay, so moving on, my number 1 pick, and I've really had to scrape the barrel here thanks to fucking James Goebel. So I am going with the Life's Guard. The Lifeguard, sorry.
Is that a Baywatch rule?
The Lifeguard. Does anyone know this rule?
Frodo saves Sam from drowning. I don't know.
It's not. Lifeguard, anyone? No? It is the King's Champion. Or rather the Herald. So the rule is if the King's Champion is wounded, either Herald may expend their own fate points on the champion's behalf as long as they are in base contact. Note that they cannot suffer wounds on the champion's behalf. They may only use their fate points. So it's sort of like that Azog thing, like with the Warg, where you share the resources. Bear in mind, the Heralds are 2 fate, and you have 2 of them. And the King's Champion is 1 fate. So the fact that you can, like, with your fight 6 striking King's Champion at D7 or
D9.
D9 if you have there. So you can essentially turn into like a D9 5 fate model at fight 6 with strike. So you can sort of run into Azog and you don't have defense. Sure, you'd rather have it in that situation, but like if you need to go for something, you turn into a really tanky dwarf. Potentially the tankiest dwarf at D9 5 fate. There's only 2 wounds
with the Arkenstone.
5 fate, yeah. But
Azog's still wounding on 3s, so
yeah, I was gonna say,
Azog charges.
Azog's a really bad example.
into whatever big hero it is. Yeah, just with 5 fate at D9, I just think it's pretty cool. And like you can almost, because obviously with the heralds, you may usually kind of spread them along your line for the 2 banners, but if you need to set up the big thing on the hero, you kind of bring your banners in and then go for it, sort of thing. So I think it's got some cool setup potential. And I quite like the model. So
yeah, really cool. It's a cool model.
Yeah, and it's quite just an interesting thing. Yeah, how it's like these 3 separate models that kind of buff each other. in that way. It's quite cool. So that is the Lifeguard, my number one pick. James?
Nice.
Yeah, my numero uno is coming from the King of the Woodland Realm. We've got Blade Lord.
Blade.
Bad
Blade
luck.
Lord.
Blade Lord.
So yeah, 4 attacks, infantry model, pretty cracked. You put more, it's counterintuitive for enemies. You put more models into him, the more he slaps them up.
Yeah,
Just
he's awesome.
beautiful stuff. Charge into like a model with support. You got 6 dice, 7 with a banner. You're totally just gonna win that fight. And you kill stuff.
Of course, Thranduil was your number one pick.
Hell yeah.
How did I not see this coming? That is tappable from you.
Very tappable.
Yeah, you love to see it. And Blade Lord, does he get that when he pays for the?
When he's got the extra sword.
Yeah, but he only
But
gets.
who's not taking an extra sword?
Chads.
So does that fall into
Morons.
gear? Is that
No.
technically-
There is a separate wording for the extra elven made sword, and there is a Blade Lord special rule.
I'll take
Is there an argument to take him as a buff piece? So just go pajama Thranduil with no additional elven blade and just sit him
And you're
behind
paying
the
a lot
line.
of points for that.
Yeah.
Doesn't-
Sit him
Yeah,
behind the
Dan.
line.
Here,
Or
Dan.
you could pay an extra like 30 points and have something that's gonna actually kill models.
Yeah.
Expensive gear down.
No,
Yeah,
he'd be
But he doesn't have
fine,
blinding
yeah,
light.
yeah.
Way
No,
worse.
no, yeah, it'd be way worse. It'd just be way worse. He wouldn't get
Dan doesn't
buff
have
for winning.
Nature's Wrath. Come on.
Yeah,
Oh.
exactly.
Ah. Thranduil, yeah, James, love to see it from you. Who's a Thranduil fucking simp that you are?
Number 1 on Longshanks, baby.
Let's go. Okay, Vince, number 1. What do you have?
My number one special rule is it will never really heal. Frodo may never charge enemy
No,
models.
shut up.
In a fight, he will make no strikes if his side wins the fight. No, I'm joking.
I was going to say, don't tell me I didn't say my number 2 because I was
No,
It's
going
odd
number one,
9
right.
fingers.
No fingers. Yeah. Yeah, no, my number one pick is Wormtongue.
Yeah. Okay. Great.
Was that Sam's last choice?
That was my number 2. I was like, I'm just going to let Vince have it for number 1 because I know he's going to put it there.
Is that the upgrade on the dragon, not Grima's special rule?
Yes, exactly. Yeah.
Actually spelt differently, so
Yeah.
Well, technically, the dragon Wormtongue is that's not a special rule, is it? That's it's an upgrade,
It's an upgrade that gives you a special rule.
right? But it wasn't listed on the special rules, so I was gonna pick that, of course. Yeah. So Wormtongue, any enemy hero that spends declares a heroic action costs 2 might rather than 1. I wish it was any might point spent, but I don't know if that would be busted. Probably not.
Yes,
Like
it would.
I think it would be great. I think it would be
Yes.
great. But unfortunately, it's only heroic actions. And Grima is just a fun model to use. It all comes down to deployment. I think it's actually a trap to always deploy him, using a traitor within rule to deploy them, because he is very susceptible to getting boxed in, and people understand how dangerous he is. Keeping him behind the line and then just moving him forwards with you, he can be equally as safe and still probably do more damage with his Wormtongue rule. And it's a very unique rule. He's one of the few anti-buffing heroes, if you want to call him a hero. I don't know.
He's a debuff
There's-
hero.
Yeah, there aren't that many debuff heroes.
No, there aren't.
I think debuff heroes are very fun.
I wish it was a role that spellcasters could feel a bit more to be obviously you've got things that buff individual models, say Blade Wrath or Enchanted Blades, whatever. And I guess you've got things like Aura of Dismay, which makes things terror. But I guess I'd like to see casters kind of have more buffs and debuffs kind of fill that role a bit
what do
more.
you mean? You got the
Well, a lot of
shade.
costs have Harbinger and stuff, as well as the fact that you can reduce strength I
It's just like
can't remember
spills
what
that
it's
you
called.
Wither. Yeah, things
Wither,
like that.
yeah.
I think things like
Drain
that.
courage.
Things like
The shade.
yeah,
Yeah.
One model.
I guess something like instill
Hulk
fear.
model.
That is like
I think do you mean like the tainted as well, where you can make it so enemy models can't move 6 inches of if they call a move, no any warriors
Yeah.
within 6 can.
yeah,
They can't.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. Grima.
It's a really good pick. Grimace is such an awesome model. Like he does exactly what he does in films in the game,
Yeah.
which is what you want, isn't it?
Yeah.
Fucking worm tongue. It does.
Great pick.
Sam, number 1.
Yes. Bouncing off Vince's last pick. My first special rule is when he sneaks.
Is it?
The most cursed model by far I've chosen.
When he sneaks.
When he sneaks.
Is that Grima Wormtongue the fact you can't target him?
No,
Is it
No,
worm?
that's Tracer Within.
Elliot's right. This is Worm.
Wow.
Oh, right.
Oh, I get confused between the two because
You totally
Yeah.
meant worm, didn't you, Adam? Yeah.
why do I get confused between the two, Vinny?
Oh, right. Because, like, I'm going to use the worm model for when I use Grima.
Good.
Because he's like
That model
he's
with
like
him laying down, like with his
yeah, he's
dagger.
laying down. Good luck seeing him. Good luck seeing him.
Yeah, you can't fucking. That model's so hard to see. Yeah, when he sneaks, a very cursed name and even a cursed model. And it's one of those really odd rules that it'll probably never, ever, ever go off. But the one time it does, I bet it feels amazing.
But Thrain the Broken.
Yeah, but I think Thrain goes off way more than this.
I think it's still quite hot though, but yeah.
Doesn't he just fail a?
Is it only if he fails? Oh, I think I might be thinking of something
Brain
else.
needs to pass on double.
Dave.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Basically, when making a duel roll for a fight, when Worm is engaged, check to see if any enemy models, except for those he is fighting, can see him. If only the models Worm is fighting can see him, immediately increases fight value to 4 and his attacks to 3 for the duel roll and any strikes that may follow. So I don't know if there's any situation where Worm is not going to be seen by any other model apart from the ones he's in combat with.
It's like if you're on an objective in like domination at the back of a house or something, and there's like
Yeah, maybe if you're fighting inside a building or something.
yeah, and like
Yeah.
it's you and Worm.
He's fight 2, he's shake 3, D3. Like he just if he takes he's just dead. Like the amount of times when I've played Ruffians, it's just I've just done a winter worm. Oh, he's dead. Oh, he's got no fate. He's dead. And it's like, okay. Cool. And I haven't had this rule happen against me, and I think I've only ever spoken to a person I've played with Ruffians. He's only ever had it happen to him once of all the games he's played. So
Look at how fucking cursed that model is.
yeah,
Great model.
big up Worm. I mean, what a number one. What a number one pick.
The big number 1 pick from you, Sam. Love to see it.
And
Tap.
he's just such a lemon guy. He's unbelievable.
Yeah. Okay. So that is everyone's top 5. Do we have any honourable mentions from anyone?
Yes.
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 Come on then, Adam.
Okay, talking about other film-worthy rules. I think actually probably one of the best rules in the game is the Will of Evil.
Ooh.
Isn't that in
Because-
the special rules section though?
Yeah, that doesn't count.
Yeah, come on, Adam, you generic man.
Oh, all right. But the idea that
No.
the idea
Nice
that
Nice
ring
try.
wraiths eventually fizzle out of existence, and that's kind of how you kill them. I think that's really cool.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, except in Black Fighters.
No, but if they're in combat, they still fizzle away. It just means you
Don't
can't
they
cast
not
a
use?
spell.
They don't use will, right?
Yeah, in Black Riders, it doesn't happen.
But the will of evil rule is that
It's just that they lose
they
will.
lose will in combat, right? So that's why I was
Yeah.
saying.
Yeah.
it
Sure,
doesn't apply to
yeah.
Black Riders.
Black Riders are immune, yeah. because they're just
busted.
they are quite strong.
Very
Yeah.
strong.
Any others then?
Am I allowed to say my least favorite special rule,
If
Yes.
you like.
or is that a different episode?
I think
I
we'll
don't know
probably do a separate episode, but go on if you want to chuck it in, least favorite.
No, fine. We'll just leave it then. Oh, are we gonna do? Okay. Anyway, I'll just leave
May
it
do
to
one.
then.
Yeah, okay.
I had I was gonna say it was like sixth on my list, which I don't know why I didn't say it, but I had a Riches Beyond Renown as one of my
Yeah.
Was that the Golden
I
King?
looked-
yeah.
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 I looked at that as well.
That is a really
I was-
unique. Yeah, that is cool.
Yeah.
Just
I like
no other
that.
model has it, making people lower their courage and just going, lol, you're run, and it's really cursed. And he can do it reliably with a 6 wheel.
Yeah, it's pretty based.
Yeah, I thought him. There was
That's cool.
another one I had. I was going to mention the Watcher, but I thought I'd not to.
Mm.
I
I'm
thought,
gonna say the most obvious one, which I can't believe James didn't go for,
Oh dear.
which is
The
Enchanting
outnumbered.
Song.
Oh yeah. I suppose I
Oh,
didn't really
I mean,
think of it as a special rule, but I also picked my list in about 3 minutes. So
You totally did.
So Enchanting Song is one of, and obviously the 15-point Angmar equivalent, is one of the most powerful things in the game.
Yeah.
If against certain lists, it's just so good. It's like a mega compel.
Game
And-
changing.
mega compel.
Cracked compel.
Vinny and I lost a game of doubles due to this rule.
Damn.
It's
I
just
totally forgot about the Spectre. I can't believe I didn't put that on the list.
Yeah. Yeah, we all forgot about all that, to be fair. About the Sentinels and the Spectres.
I feel like it's easier to forget about the Sentinel threat than like a Witch King or like a Wizard. It's just one of those things that just goes under the radar. You just forget about it sometimes. But yeah, it's even better than Compel, right? Because you move full.
Yeah.
Um,
Do you remember what the song is called, Adam?
Eldamar Magical.
Oh, this guy's got knowledge,
Mm.
That,
Yes.
strength,
Yeah.
and integrity.
fucking hell, that's hot.
But of
James, that
course,
was
you can always
awful.
cast the other ones as well.
Oh, goody.
Oh, how many people would get that reference?
Please, no. I love it.
I can feel the boomers being confused in this call.
Just
wait,
a
what
little
was
bit.
that? No, I missed it. We're not that old. Well, maybe.
Nah, you totally are.
Now we'll let it simmer.
Any other special rules anyone had noted down? Honorable mentions, anyone?
Yep.
Oh,
So
Go on.
one of the most jokes rules in the game is the umbrella is mightier than the sword.
oh, is that
Oh,
Lobelia?
Lobelia.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, that's a good rule.
So Lobelia, if somehow a million things happen and the hobbits manage to break the opponent, and then you chuck Lobelia in, so if she's ambushing and you've managed to break them by turn 3, this would be amazing. If she's there, no one can call Standfast. That's both sides. Now hobbits are often courage 4, maybe courage 5. They're base 3. They've got Merry's Horn. And then you might take a Warhorn as well. So they're probably okay. But the opponent, if they just start running away from hobbits, you're just going to win on objectives. They're not going to be able to kill you when you're outnumbering so much.
It's quite funny.
Such a ridiculous rule, and it's really themey from the Scouring of the Shire. So I love that rule.
Nice. Classic Lobelia. Causing chaos. Any
Loves a spoon.
others? Adam, it seems like you've got all the picks. Any
Oh, yeah, I got another good one. Yeah,
other one? Here we go.
That's like killing class who won't put his
this
hand
is
down.
what happens when you go on tube sometimes, right? You just
Empty the
yeah,
bag.
special
Empty the
rule.
bag.
Heart of Darkness,
Oh,
excellent rule.
classic.
The reason why
Cooler.
shamans are kind of rubbish, except in AOL because they repeat the dice, is because they have a finite resource pool. So the fact you can sack an orc and turn it into D3 will points, even if it's 1, it's
Yeah.
all right because you're casting on a 3, 5.
Yeah. With Fury as well. That totally reminded me of one of my honorable mentions I had, which was Musga with the slaying a model and regaining quite well. I think that's really cool. Like casters that can regenerate well. It's why I think the Undying is quite a cool wraith profile as well. Being like a buffing caster to other casters. I think that's really cool.
I think if the Witch King wasn't so good, you'd see the Undying.
With like the mouth and stuff. But Musco being able to regain the will for each model slain, I think is really cool. Obviously, he's strength 4, fight for 2 attacks, so he can definitely kill stuff.
I can't believe no one said Tom is master.
Oh, is that one of the trolls?
No.
Oh shit!
Is that not the Bombadil?
It's the most banned model of all events.
Hated.
Are there any events where Tom's not banned, or is he?
Yeah.
A few.
Jack Auger has taken the
I
Tom Bombadil
played
to
against-
events.
I played against Jack.
I've played against one
City
as
of Kings.
well.
Yeah, with his Tom
Tom
Bombadil.
Tom is master, and then Goldberry's is River Daughter.
Cool.
Is that one of the trolls? No.
He said
Good,
Tom,
good,
so I
good.
was like, that's one of the trolls, isn't it? I totally knew that I was going to be. I think I played Jack.
Is that one of the trolls? Tom is master.
Oh,
I played Jack on
that's good.
I played Jack on game 4, day 2 of City of Kings, and I'd never played
Yeah.
Tom before. I had no idea what it
Oh, is
did.
that when he had his like Treebeard Guay list?
He didn't have Treebeard, but it was just like Eagles, Bombadil and Raddy. So I had no idea what it did. It's like the whole night, I was like, what does Tom Bombadil do? And I was like, probably trying to work it out, but yeah, it's not really that good. Right, but is that going to do it? Any more final picks for anyone? No?
Yeah, I think that's it.
That's
I think
it.
that's it,
Okay.
yeah.
So thank you very much, everyone, for watching another episode of the Gollum's Gamers podcast.